Yo, what is up guys? TheFlawlessWin here today, and it has been a while since I've uploaded a video, and let me explain why. My computer has just been acting up on me lately. First of all, my battery is completely spent. If I unplug my laptop from the wall, then it'll turn off automatically, so it's basically become a desktop. I can't move it around or anything, because like I said, if I unplug it, it'll turn off. Also, all my programs are being really laggy and unresponsive. I don't know if my computer has a virus or if it's just getting old, but yeah, it's definitely hard to work with. So I resolved to use my mom's computer instead. And bear with me guys, because I don't have all the editing software that I'm used to on this computer. I'm using Windows Movie Maker to make this. But to be fair, I really don't edit my videos much, so I don't think it'll make that much of a difference. But if it does, let me know. I'll try to fix it. So yeah, this is an NU battle versus my friend Kyo392. He's definitely a great battler, and he makes great videos too, so you need to check him out. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. But it's just a fun NU battle. I used some stuff that I wanted to use, like Villain, Physically Defensive Gramble, and Defog Mantine, and threw together a bunch of stuff to give it synergy. So yeah, that's basically the premise of this team. I'm going to lead off with my Probo Pass, expecting him to lead off with Magneton or Xatu, but he predicts that nicely, leads off with his Sock, and I go into my Mantine, expecting either the Close Combat or the Earthquake, and he does go for the Earthquake. And I'm pretty much free to spam Scald, because if his Shedinja wants to come in, I can just go for Air Slash on that, so yeah, I'm free to spam Scald and hopefully burn something. Unfortunately, I do not get the burn on this incoming Xatu. But I'm just going to switch directly into my Electabuzz because I don't really have anything to fear from this thing. I am a Violite, so I can take Psychic, Nightshade, Thunder Wave, really any attack it wants to go for. He goes for the Toxic. Like I said, I'm not really worried about this. I do have Heal Bell on my Gramble, and I really wouldn't stay in that long with my Electabuzz, so it's not like the damage will rack up. But he does have the Shedinja to completely shut down my Electabuzz, so predicting that to come in, I'm actually going to double out into my Probo Pass, and that works out nicely. And I do carry the Toxic on this Probo Pass, so instead of having to go for the Power Gem and break its Sash first, I'm actually going to be able to OHKO it with the Toxic, and I don't think Kyo was expecting that. To be fair, not many Probo Passes run Toxic, or at least when I see them, I've never really seen them with Toxic. He was probably expecting me just to go for Power Gem, but no, I am able to knock out to the Shedinja in one hit, and that's very nice for my Electabuzz, because now I can just run train on his team. But he brings in his Sock, and expecting him to possibly go for the Stone Edge, expecting my Mantine to come in again, I'm actually going to switch into my Gramble instead. But no, he goes for the knockoff and knocks off my leftovers. Not too huge of a deal, because, I don't know, I don't really rely on recovery with my Gramble. I just use it to take a couple hits and die. So I'm going to go for the Heal Bell because my Electabuzz is poisoned and my Probo Pass is burned, which is really nice. He brings in his Xatu for some strange reason. The only thing I think he was thinking, maybe he thought I would go for the Close Combat, predicting him to bring in Magneton, because Gramble does get Close Combat, and Play Rough and Close Combat actually have decent coverage. But no, I actually have the Crunch instead of Close Combat, because Fairy and Dark have really good coverage. So I'm going to go for the Crunch on the Magneton, and it's going to Volt Switch on my Electabuzz and get off a large amount of damage. I'm a Violet Electabuzz, and that did a ton. So I'm either expecting him to be Analytic or Specs, or maybe even both. So I'm definitely going to keep that in the back of my mind throughout this battle. And I'm just going to Volt Switch out on his Armaldo into my Mantine. I was expecting him to go for these Stealth Rocks, but he actually goes for the Rock Blast, predicting my Mantine to come in. And he only gets 3 hits, so I am able to live that and get off a Scald before I die. Unfortunately, I do not get the burn, but it's all good because I got off a really good amount of damage on this Armaldo, and since it's so slow, it's going to have a hard time really doing much to my team now, since it's under half. So I'm going to bring in my Primate just to revenge kill this thing. I'm going to go for the Stone Edge in case he wants to bring in his Xatu to take the Close Combat. And and that's a Deadass Armaldo. Whoa, I said that really weird. Armaldo. So yeah, his Armaldo goes down, and he knows I'm choice scarfed to be exact, and he's going to bring in his sock, and I really don't have much of an option here other than to go into my Granbull because my Mantine is dead, so he knows that, and he's going to go for the poison jab, and judging from this damage, this thing is definitely banded, and on top of that, he gets the poison, so my Granbull is pretty much death fodder at this point, but I do want to save it, well, not for death fodder, for more like intimidate fodder, so I can bring it in on his sock and get the Intimidate off before I die. So I'm going to switch into my Probopass knowing he's locked into Poison Jab, but I assume he predicts this because he switches into his Magneton and is just going to go for the Volt Switch and get off a hefty amount of damage on this Probopass. You might think that's not that much, but this is a specially defensive Probopass, and Probopass is really bulky, so yeah, that Magneton is definitely analytical specs, or both, like I said earlier. But I'm going to go for a Volt Switch of my own as he brings in his Xatu, then go back into my Electabuzz, and like I said, now that his Shedinja is dead, my Electabuzz can just have a field day. I'm pretty much free to go for the Thunderbolt, because nothing wants to switch into this, and I'm going to be able to knock out his Xatu, which means if I want to get at my rocks, I am free to do so without worrying that he'll block them with Magic Bounce or spin them away with Armaldo. So that's really nice. He actually thinks that I'm choiced right here, and he brings in his Magneton. He thought I was choiced because that Volt Switch did so much earlier, but no. He later told me that that Magneton was specs, so that's why that Volt Switch did so much damage. And you see, that's why I love a Violet Electabuzz. It's so good at bluffing choice items, and they'll just bring in like a Magneton after you go for the Thunderbolt, and you can nail him with a Focus Blast. I love it. So I know I can't knock out his Sock in one hit, but I am going to go for the Volt Switch because I know he is banded. I'll be able to outspeed. So I'm just going to sack my Granbull there as I get the Intimidate off, and he goes for the Earthquake. I know he's locked into that, so I could just go into my Vivillon. It's pretty much GG here because I can go for the Sleep Powder as he brings in his Scyther and pretty much Quiver Dance away. There's no way he's going to wake up this turn because you get a guaranteed turn of sleep, and even if he wakes up next turn as I go for my second Quiver Dance, I do have the Focus Sash, so it's not like he'd be able to kill me with the Air Slash or anything. So yeah, that's GG. Gonna set up 2 Quiver Dances and just plow through his team. I can definitely see Vivillon being a big threat in NU because Focus Sash, Sleep Powder, Quiver Dance, and Bug Buzz, Focus Sash, Quiver Dance, Sleep Powder, Bug Buzz Hurricane is definitely really strong. Even in the higher tiers, this thing can do work, so yeah, I don't know if Vivillon will stay in you, but if it does, it's going to be a top-tier threat. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed my return battle. I haven't commentated in a while, so this narration might not have been the best, but I hope you guys enjoyed nonetheless. So, yeah, if you did enjoy, leave a like, and I'll hopefully see you guys later. Bye.